Welcome to Nexitunes Insights, the podcast for independent artists and labels who want to stay one step ahead in today's music business. I'm Chris, and as always, I'm joined by a charming co-host. Together, we dive into the trends, challenges, and real stories shaping the industry today. Imagine waking up to find half your career vanished overnight. That's exactly what happened to thousands of musicians last year when Spotify's artificial streaming crackdown wiped out millions of plays in an instant.
That's absolutely terrifying to think about. How are independent artists even supposed to protect themselves from something like this?
Well, here's what's fascinating. The solution isn't just about avoiding bad practices, it's about understanding this complex digital ecosystem we're dealing with. I was just talking to a music analytics expert who said nearly 40% of independent artists have unknowingly used promotional services that could trigger these violations.
That's a much higher number than I would have expected. What exactly triggers these artificial streaming flags?
So this is where it gets really interesting. Spotify's algorithms look for specific patterns that most artists don't even realize are red flags, like sudden spikes from unexpected countries, or what they call statistically improbable listening patterns. For example, if 90% of your listeners are completing every track, that's actually suspicious.
That's counterintuitive. You'd think having people listen to your whole song would be a good thing.
Exactly. And here's what's wild. In the first 48 hours after getting flagged, most artists make crucial mistakes that make their situation way worse. Like, immediately trying to contact Spotify directly, or even worse, publicly complaining on social media.
So what should they do instead? There must be some kind of proper protocol.
The first step is becoming what I call a digital archaeologist. You've got to document everything: screenshots, emails, promotional activities, the whole 9 yards. But here's the key thing most people miss. Your distributor is actually your only lifeline to Spotify.
Well, that's interesting. So all those artists trying to contact Spotify support directly are just wasting their time?
Exactly right. And you know what's even more crucial? You need to immediately stop all promotional activities. Like, hit the pause button on everything except basic social media engagement with your real fans.
That must be really tough for artists who are in the middle of a release campaign.
Oh man, it's brutal. But here's something that might surprise you. According to recent industry data, artists who immediately pause their promotion and work properly through their distributors are 3 times more likely to get their cases resolved favorably.
Those are some compelling numbers. What about the financial impact during this process?
Well, this is where having a diversified platform presence becomes absolutely crucial. One artist I spoke with actually turned this crisis into an opportunity. They shifted focus to Bandcamp and direct-to-fan sales, and ended up making more money than they were from streaming.
That's fascinating how they managed to pivot like that. What about prevention, though?
So here's the thing about prevention. It's all about understanding the red flags in promotional services. Like, if someone guarantees you 10,000 streams for $50, that's not just suspicious, it's mathematically impossible for legitimate promotion.
How can artists tell the difference between legitimate and suspicious services?
Well, legitimate services focus on playlist pitching and PR outreach. They never guarantee specific numbers. And here's a pro tip. Use tools like Chartmetric or SongStats to monitor your streaming patterns. Think of it like having a security system for your music career.
That makes so much sense. Any final thoughts for artists trying to navigate this landscape?
The most important thing to remember is that sustainable success in streaming isn't about quick wins. It's about building genuine connections with real listeners. Document everything, stay professional, and focus on creating value for your actual fans. That's not just the best protection against artificial streaming allegations. It's the foundation of a lasting career in music.
And I suppose it's better to grow slowly but authentically than to risk everything with shortcuts.
Exactly right. Because at the end of the day, real fans who actually love your music, they're worth way more than any number of artificial streams could ever be. That's it for today's episode of Nexitunes Insights. Thanks for joining us. If you enjoyed this conversation, don't forget to subscribe and share it with your friends in the industry. You can find more insights, articles, and resources on blog.nexatunes.com. Until next time, stay creative, stay independent.